Good morning, everyone. It is Rebecca from Bredin Digital. I'm here in Nassau today in the Bahamas on the Disney Wish. It has been a crazy couple of days. I landed in Epcot on Sunday, and that was a very intense day. My camera batteries died. I don't know what the footage is like. We're going to see. And then yesterday was embarkation day, and I just was like extra overwhelmed too because it's just been such an intense few days. So now we're here in Nassau. There's nothing really that I need to do. I'm on the ship, everything's here, so we're just gonna relax. But first thing I'm going to do today is the AquaMouse only has a 15-minute wait or 20-minute wait or so tackling that right away. I'm gonna go get in my swimsuit and get lined up because that lineup can get really long really fast. So switching to the GoPro and see, I think today is the Alps, the Mickey and Minnie's Swiss Meltdown. So see you in the mountains. Got the drink of the day. It is the non-alcoholic because yesterday's one was a disappointment, but my mom's got the alcoholic one. What do you think? Give it a sip. Give it a sip. We managed to get in the what do you call it? The one hot tub on the Wish. And after the few days we've had, my feet are appreciating this very much. So yeah, we're gonna sit here for a bit and then probably swing back over to Quiet Cove, which is probably not that quiet, but that's okay. I am up in Cove Cafe right now, and I've heard people talking about this pool saying they don't like it. This is the best thing I've ever sat in. I'm so happy. Yeah, the tub is like filled with Northerners, so we're the only Canadians, but it's like loads of like people from Northern US too, which is lovely. And yeah, no, anyone who's not sure about the Cove sitting pools, I love this because I'm not soaking wet, but my feet are nice and cool, and my back is nice and cool, and it's very relaxing, and they'll come and give you drinks, which is nice.
just need 15 minutes to... Hi, I'm Scott Lang. But you might know me as Ant-Man.
And I am Van Dyne, the Wasp.
Oh, look, don't worry. It's quantum science sounds overwhelming. But trust me, it is.
These are quantum cores, cutting-edge technology that for the first time allows us to specifically target our PIM particles to shrink or grow just about anything.
Please don't get any crumbs on it.
When we give you the direction, you push the buttons on your cores, and they send a signal to the regulator here, which in turn remotely targets an object to shrink or grow.
Easy, all right? I'll show you. Let's shrink something already, huh?
Let's do it.
All right, I got this. I count it.
Right. No problem.
Because I couldn't
Tell me which way
get it
you
under the
need.
bed. Like this. Like this? I made this. It's a swan.
Adorable that you think you made a swan.
Anyway, I want to shrink this suitcase and the swan to make it easier to take home.
Well, making it smaller would make it better. Friday, initiate power-up sequence. Target acquired. Cores are online. Prepare to push your buttons.
Ready?
Oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1, activate!
Oh. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's so cool.
Pretty sweet, right?
Oh, Scott.
Oh. Whoa, what is that?
That is your town swan.
Oh. Yeah, I see what you mean. That's terrible.
Why did that enlarge and the suitcase shrunk?
I probably should not have rewired the remote targeting protocol.
We'll be back soon with more quantum core demos. In the meantime, here's some other cool Avengers tech that works
It might be just a magic towel.
without rewiring.
Initiating Avengers Technology Showcase.
Why did you bring the swan down?
Look at what? A little art in the presentation is nice.
Was it nice?
No? It's a fake swan, isn't it, Tech?
It's terrifying.
It's a towel.
It's gross.
I bet you thought that I was gonna not pop in for this video, but here I am because I don't know what happened, but right after this clip, my microphone unplugged. But it didn't unplug completely. It unplugged just enough so it would stop working, but also just enough so that I wouldn't be able to tell. So the camera did not have audio because it was plugged in enough that the camera thought it was recording, but the microphone was like, no, I'm not doing anything. So there's no audio now for the rest of the evening. And then there's also no audio on this camera for the next day. Luckily, I filmed with GoPro for the next day, so not a problem there. But really, if you have seen other videos of the Worlds of Marvel showcase, it didn't change too much, but I was really, really happy because when I was dining, I was talking to the main server and I was asking about things that were going to happen, and he kept saying, oh, you know too much, because, I had seen I'd seen the performances, I'd seen everything that goes on, I knew what was coming up, and I was like, oh, that's something to look forward to. So the recorded version, like the part that's on the screens, doesn't change. But there was a part that got stuck in there that confused me a bit, because there was like this random moment where Spider-Man suddenly shows up and he goes, hey, I'm detecting a signal, I'm going to come right over. And I'm like, okay, like I didn't think anything of it. I thought that most others had just not included this. So we get to the end where the video's over and everyone leaves, and it's supposed to be Ant-Man and the Wasp who come out. And as you can see here, it's not. It is Spider-Man who comes out. And that was so amazing because I didn't see it coming. So I thought they were going to come out with the big brownie and the big ice cream bar. And instead, out comes Spider-Man. And, there's no audio, so I'm just going to put this over as I'm talking. But Spider-Man came by, and I was sitting way in the back, as you can tell from the video. But he saw me recording and got this really cute clip where, right at the camera, made my day. I don't know if they are now switching back and forth between Ant-Man and Spider-Man, but it does add a really fun element of what's coming. And it does show that there is a lot of room with the Worlds of Marvel. This performance can change literally from cast to cast. So as new shows come in, it'll be really interesting to see. Like, as new movies happen, it will be interesting to see how this changes. The one I'd love to find out more about is how will the story on the Wish change once Quantumania shows up on Disney Plus, because if you're gonna see it, that's when you're gonna, you have a bit of then. But I haven't seen it yet. I should, but it will be interesting to see how they change the story, because Ant-Man is the main character in the series, in the restaurant, but I don't know, it's he's got his recent movies, so I don't know what changes. Does anything change? So that should be interesting to see. Rest of the night, I believe, yes, the second part of this night, I didn't record, and I should have. And I regret not recording it, because this was the night that we went to see Match Your Mate, which was so funny. And if you haven't seen Match Your Mate before, what it is they take 3 couples. They take the couple in the room that has been married the longest, the couple that has been married the shortest, and the couple that is solid in the middle. So we had a couple, 2 men who had been married for 4 months. We had an older couple who had been married, I think they said 36 or 39 years. And then the middle couple was a couple who had been married, I believe they said 10 years. And it was so funny. The couple who, the men who were married the shortest, the one that was on the stage first, so had to answer the questions, was, he definitely spoke honestly. He wasn't too censored, and I may have lost my voice laughing so hard. It was the funniest thing. And the host was so funny. I don't know what his real name was, because he introduced himself as Ben and said, my name is Benjamin. My last name's Dover. My friends call me Ben. And my mom laughed and then didn't tell me until half an hour later, being like, you know what he said, right? And I hadn't even clued in. I went, oh, shit, that's funny. So whoever that was, the male, host on that, was so funny, because it was kind of like watching Steve Harvey host, Family Feud, because on the one hand he was kind of like shock appalled by what the newlyweds are saying, and he was trying to protect the the older couple who had been married long, because it was literally the things they were saying I wouldn't want said in front of my mom or my grandma, and my mom was right there, and I was like, okay, we're just gonna laugh and be okay with this. But it was so funny, because when they came back out, the other couple, so the husband for the older couple, and then the other gentleman in the youngest couple, or the shortest couple, he was a lot more modest. But by that point, we already knew. We knew everything that the dirty details of what was being said, and he was being very vague, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is, yeah, you don't have to be vague with us. But then the other couple, the wife had been quite modest, and then the husband was just like, I'm just gonna lay it all out there. So it was like, what feature do you love the most about your wife? And he was like, harass. And I was like, that's funny. I love that. I think that's what he said. That wasn't his voice either, but if you're watching this, sir, you two were funny. Everyone was funny. But the longest married couple won. I think they got a bottle of champagne or wine or something, which I thought was really sweet. We were all cheering for them. And it was such a fun night. So we got home, got back to the room, and then just kind of relaxed and went to sleep. Like I mentioned, next day is Castaway Cay. And thank God I didn't film with this camera, because then I'd have no audio. So I do have a lot from the GoPro for tomorrow, but it's going to be almost all Castaway Cay footage, because I don't, and then voiceovers or me talking like this, because that's all I have for tomorrow. But Castaway Cay ended up being so good because I got to do the Stingray experience. So make sure you come back next week to check out that video, and make sure you hit like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can find out about next week's video. And I will see you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.